Hi everyone, I'm just doing a little bit of maintenance today, so I thought I'd do a quick video on how I go about cleaning the lines on my keezer and what I use to do that and basically that process. So it's just gonna be a real quick one. There's lots of different ways to do this. There's lots of different products that you can use and so on. So this is just my method. Feel free to chuck a comment in down below to tell me how you do it, what you're using, what works for you, and so on. So yeah, let's get on with it. Right, so I'm properly gloved up for this one. If you're washing your hands as much as I am at the moment, which you should be, then they're probably as dry as Gandhi's flip-flops like mine are, and you don't really want to be getting cleaning products on them to make that even worse. So it's a good idea to wear them anyway, but especially at the moment because of that. Now, I've got a keg here, which is filled up with some hot water and some cleaning products. So this is not a packet of Jacob's crackers. It's actually got sodium percarbonate in there. So this is the active ingredient that they use in PBW, which is really good, but it is very expensive. It's also the thing that's in the oxy stain remover stuff that people will buy from the supermarket and use for cleaning. I've used a lot of that as well, but nowadays I just buy the sodium percarbonate neat. You can get it off of places like eBay fairly easily, and it works out pretty good value if you do it that way. So, and it's very effective in cleaning. So I pretty much use this for all my brewery cleaning and the keg cleaning as well. So that's what I'm using. As I said, we've got about half full with hot water in this keg, and I've put in about half a scoop of the sodium percarbonate in there, shaking it around to mix it up, and then I've charged it with gas pressure, and I've attached my keg lines to that, or a keg line to that. So I've taken all the lines off of the kegs, obviously, and I will then be able to run this through the lines and basically clean them out. So let's get on with that now. So sodium percarbonate is really good at breaking down the proteins and organic material that can build up within your brewing equipment, and specifically here in the keg lines. What I will do is just run that through the tap until it comes through clear. So we've obviously cleared all the beer out of there. And what I also like to do when I'm doing this is just turn the tap on, but put my finger over the end of the tap so it pushes some of the cleaning product up into the rest of the tap mechanism. I'm not sure if you can see that. Let me just swap hands. So that just helps to get that cleaning fluid up into the actual lever action there, and that's the bit for me that will often get a bit sticky and glued up if you aren't cleaning it out like that. So yeah, just run a bit through, so probably about a pint or so of that fluid, and then I'll just leave those taps to sit for 10-15 minutes and then flush it through again with a little bit more of that, and then we can do a final rinse with the Star San. So this stuff will actually sanitize to an extent. I'm not 100% sure on what dilution you need to have it at in order for it to be effective for sanitizing. Sorry, that's my son out in the garden. Yeah, so you can just use this on its own and it will be sanitized and cleaned, but I do like to do belt and bases approach and just rinse it through with Star San at the end as well. So yeah, give it a little flush through, wiggle the tap around, maybe try and push a bit of the fluid up through the mechanism, and then we should be good. So I'll just go and chuck that down the sink and do that for the rest of the taps, and then leave it for about 10 minutes, like I said. So I've pretty much been using this method since I built the keezer, which is well over a year ago now. Probably about 15 months, I think I've had it now. So yeah, these are the same lines that I had right at the start, and you can see that using this process, they're still in pretty good nick. There's maybe a very slight bit of discoloration on there, but there's no real build-up of residue or anything else in them. So yeah, it works pretty well. Now this is what I would do as a sort of fairly regular cleaning process in terms of flushing it through with the percarbonate and then doing a Star San wash, but every so often you probably want to pull the taps apart and strip them down fully as well. Although I do find when I've been doing this, that when I do come to strip the taps down, there's generally not really much in the way of grime or stuff building up that is causing a problem. So it's just good practice to do that every so often to make sure that there isn't anything nasty lurking in the taps, because obviously that can be a source for off flavors or other unpleasantness if there's yeah, particularly mold and stuff growing inside your tap mechanisms. So I'm just rinsing out the cleaning solution from this keg, and then I'll fill it back up with Star Sand for the next step. So that's the Star Sand going in there. Obviously one nice side effect of using the keg like this for the cleaning process is I'm going to have a nice clean keg ready to go and put beer in at the end. So I will fill this right to the top with the Star Sand and then obviously push some of it through the taps, but then I will also push the rest out of it with gas so that the keg is also fully purged of all oxygen and is just holding CO2 in it. So yeah, we're kind of killing two birds with one stone there. We're getting the keg ready to transfer another beer into it and making sure that it's completely purged of all oxygen that might be in there otherwise. So yeah. Behold the snake of Star Sand. Probably should have run the Star Sand in through the yeah, the dip tube so that it wasn't going to do this, but never mind. Okay, so I've got the Star Sand keg all hooked up now, and the first little bit, which will have some of that percarbonate solution in, I will chuck, and then I'll just run a little bit more through it, and but then save that Star Sand solution because there's no reason to throw that away. So again, I'll probably just pull through about a pint to a litre of the Star Sand solution, and then that should be fine. You might as well take the opportunity while you're doing this to give your drip trays and stuff a bit of a clean out, because as you can see here, you've probably already filled them with cleaning solution anyway. So yeah, get in there and give that a good mop out, and yeah, just a general tidy up really. This is also a good opportunity just to get a little bit of looby lube onto your seals and keg posts, so help to keep those in good condition and avoid any leaks or issues there, and make it easier just to get the disconnects on as well. So I'll just go around and add a little smear of that onto all the keg posts. So now we just need to hook it all back up again. So one thing I do just to make this easier is I've colour coded my beer lines, and I've put these little luggage tags onto the kegs. I've also got these little blackboard label things that I've stuck on them as well, so I can write what's in them. So it just makes it easy when you've unplugged everything to match it up to the same taps that they're on before. So if you've got labels on everything, it is all still in the same order. Yeah, so that's that really. That's pretty much done. Well, there we are, folks. So it's all spick and span, nice and clean, ready to help me drink my way through the apocalypse, really. So yeah, a lot of you will probably have a bit of spare time on your hands at the moment, as I have. So it's a good opportunity to get a few maintenance and other little bits and bobs done while you've got that time available. Keep yourself busy, keep your mind off other things, which are obviously causing a lot of people a bit of concern at the moment. Yeah, so I mean, what I've just done there, I'd like to say I try and do that every couple of weeks. It's probably a lot longer than that most of the time, to be honest, but I do find that that's sufficient to keep everything clean and the beer tasting good. One other thing that I do, just to quickly mention, that is when I have finished using the keezer of an evening or whatever, I'll just use the Star Sand spray bottle just to give it a quick spray up the taps and over the outside of the taps, just to try and keep that clean as well. And I think that helps to reduce the amount of cleaning that you need to do. So yeah, let me know what you guys are doing out there to keep busy, and what other little jobs and projects you've got going on brewing related. And yeah, as Harry Brew would say, try and keep your pecker up, guys. So yeah, cheers, see you later.
I'm the dude. So that's what you call me, you know? That or his dudeness or duder or, you know, El Duderino if you're not into the whole brevity thing.